Good morning, everyone. I am Anurag Verma. Good morning, everyone. I am Anurag Verma. I am a student of Basic Entrepreneurship for Engineers. Today, we'll be learning about design thinking. Design thinking is a mindset, innovation process, and a set of cognitive strategic practical processes. The root cause of design thinking is a mindset, opinionated, have assumption, judgmental bias, reasoning approaches, tame thinking. There are two different types of problem understanding, tame versus wicked. Mindset are There are two different types of mindset, deductive mindset, deductive reasoning, and one inductive reasoning. Reasoning is a traditional form of reasoning where you will be familiar from with pure math physics, which start from a general hypothesis, then use evidence to prove its validity. Inductive reasoning using experimentation to derive hypotheses from a set of general observations. Most common are the tame problems which can be solved by choosing and applying correct problem algorithms. Philosophy of design thinking is something that challenge challenge the accepted wisdom, inclusive design, inclusive practice, human-centric approaches, building max value for the users. Uh, the two different types of mindset is growth mindset and fixed mindset. Growth mindset is a mindset assumes which sees failure as an opportunity to grow, which accept challenges, which take feedback in a constructive manner, and who wants to try new things. Whereas a fixed mindset is either doesn't take failure as a opportunity to learn. It thinks failure limits his ability. He thinks he gives up when he gets frustrated. Uh, he takes feedback and criticisms personally and doesn't grow modes of thinking. There are two different modes of thinking, divergent thinking and convergent thinking. Divergent thinking is using imaginations and using creative and horizontal thinkings. And convergent thinking is using logic, taking past experience and thinking linearly from that. Wicked problems are the problems which don't have clear definitions. They don't. Uh, it's a open-ended problem, not very clearly defined. Uh, mm, it's a very unique. There is no final solution. Every solution has its pros and cons, and solutions are right and worse depends on the execution. Design thinking is not just about creativity but also abductive reasoning. It should be associated with the problem creatively. Abductive reasoning is a form of reasoning where you make inferences or educated guesses based on the incomplete set of information in order to come up with the most likely solution. What is design thinking? Design thinking is the life-centered approach to innovation that draws from the designer's toolkit to integrate the needs of the people, possibilities of technology, and requirement of the business requirements for the business success. This thinking that the human life should be in center is called design thinking. Uh, the main the three basic criteria for design thinking is that it should be desirable. People should desire the solution. It should be feasible economically, technologically, and it should be financially viable. The solution should be viable. There are five stages of design thinking. First is empathize, second is define, third is ideate, fourth is prototype, and five is test. Uh, Empathize is a stage where we interviews our customer, where we interview the users and try to understand their problem in a not judgmental way. Define is we where we create the personas of the users. We define the role objectively. We uh, challenges. We understand the pain points of the users. Third is the ideate stage where we share all the ideas. All we create all the ideas thinking it's all worth it, whether thinking divergently or convergently. We do yes and thinking. We prioritize. Fourth is a prototype stage where we create mock-ups, storyboard, keeping it simple. We fail fast and we iterate quickly. Fifth is a test stage where we test our product, where we test a solution, whether it's whether there is a market fit or not, whether the users are using it or not, what things can we improve, and how should we move forward. Now we will understand deeply about each stage of design thinking. Design thinking is a non-linear process. We can jump from one stage directly to the fifth stage, and from the fifth stage to directly third stage to fourth stage. It's a non-linear process. We can go as we want. The first, so let's start with the first stage, empathize. Uh, To the main goal of Empathize is to engage with the users, observe our users, and immerse ourselves in users' perspective. We drop our assumptions, judgment, biases, and we gain quantitative and qualitative data from this. We gain feelings and needs of the users. We understand the pain points of the users. We do this by doing research, interviews, survey, shadowing, documenting, journaling, and by understanding the basic body language of the users. It's a very famous quote given by the Isambard Pinburnal. Uh, I want to give the experience of floating to the passenger along the countryside of flatness gradient longest tunnel. It's a civil engineer, one of the most ingenious and prolific figures in engineering history. He is one of the greatest figure of industrial revolution. Why empathy stage is important? It allows high impact solution to bubble up from the below rather than imposed from the top. It means that the solution is coming up from the below. It's a root solution. We have understand the root problem of the solution, and now we are coming up with the solution. It gives basic understanding about the problem. There are two types of there are two types of needs of a user. Explicit needs, which is directly expressed by the needer, and the second is implicit need, which is not directly expressed by the needer but expressed creatively or by the body language. We can empathize with our users by doing interviews. The interviews can be done in focus groups or individually. Uh, Key points that should be kept in our mind while taking interviews are: we should make our customers feel comfortable, uh, asking them about the introductory basic question to understand their demographics, uh, outlining the problem that they have identified that is worth solving. We should don't have any bias and judgments about the users. And the last stage of conducting an interview is documenting the result. It's a very important stage in which we'll get the insights uh, uh, of our interview. Different types of interviews are basic walking conversation, listening, creating a workshop, creating an ecosystem. The key di- uh, while keeping the design thinking approach, we should be without judgment. We should have curiosity. We should start with the beginner side that we don't know anything and we want to learn. We should start optimistically that we are that this thing will work, and we should start respectfully and treat everyone with respect. The best practice to The best practice for interview is face-to-face interview, picking up a neutral location, asking for a sufficient time, and not recording the interview because people get uncomfortable in that. The second stage of design thinking is uh, where we define our problems based on the insights we have gotten. Uh, we do this by creating personas of the user, redefining our problem, and create asking five whys. It is important because better understanding of the problem gives better understanding of the user and gives us context and direction where we should go to solve the problem. Methods for defining the problem is asking the five whys to get problems worth solving. What's the job to be done? What kind of solution they are needing? Third is ideate. We can ideate on a solution without judgment. We can do this by creating mind maps, sketches, skits, storyboards, brainstorm. Uh, Ideate is an important stage because now after redefining the problem, now we will think of the solution, and we can do this by thinking convergently, divergently. It is important because we should find new angles. The best way to have a good idea is to have a lot of ideas given by the Linus Pauling, who's a very famous personality. Method for this are brainstorming, focusing and flaring, and discuss and tactile representation. Brain dumping is also a solution where we gather where different types of had represent different types of techniques. There are different types of ideating a solution. First is brain writing. It is like brainstorming, but everyone's write down and passes the ideas to other to add before discussing theirs. Second is version strategy. Third is worst possible idea. Worst possible idea is the where everyone comes up with the solution thinking it's the worst, but everyone comes with a solution. Challenge assumption, challenging, assuming what are the challenges. Fifth will be mind mapping, connecting the dots and creating a solution. Sixth will be zero budget adaptation, where we consider a very minimal amount of budget that we have, and we keep that budget in mind and we create a solution from that. Next will be extreme case agitation, where we take extremist approach to solve a problem. Last will be storyboarding, where we create a storyboard for a solution. Rules for agitation: we go for the volume, have one conversation at a time. We should be visual. We should build on either of other. We should not judge each. We should not judge others based on their ideas. The fourth stage will be prototype stage, where we add to our where we add on to our ideas and create a prototype. We should I prototype is a very low budget solution. It's a rough solution, and it is a mock-up app. It is not a very budget heavy. It is very low fidelity. It has very comprehensive way. It is important because it saves lot of resources like money, time, and and it cut down a lot of time because they are not wasting time and money. Types of working stage prototypes are proof of concept prototype, verify our where we uh, where we verify our principle. Working prototype is where it represent all the functionality of a product. Visual prototype is represent the size and appearance of the product, but not the functionality. User experience prototype is a prototype where users can interact with it. Functional prototype will captures both functionality and aesthetic of the product. Fifth and last stage of design thinking is testing, where we test our prototype by screening it, launching it, publishing it, printing it, debugging it, shipping it, promoting it, releasing it, or in beta phases. We redefine the, we continuously reiterate our type, and we gain constant feedbacks on a prototype by testing it, and it's a very important uh, stage because where we see that it whether the solution is fitting the market or not. It is important because if it fails early. The one of the best thing is fail early, fail fast, fail often, because it gives the best learnings. So design thinking is a non-linear process. We can go one stage directly to next third stage, and we can go back also. And so that's for today, guys. Thank you.